To preface, I'm not well versed in fighters at all. My life experience has accumulated no more than an hour on Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken, while very casually playing against the CPU in the previous Melty Blood games. I was hooked playing my first couple matches of Melty Blood Actress again, but with its poor matchmaking system, I never had the incentive to properly learn and progress. So upon hearing about Type Lumina's release and its improved network system, I naturally was overwhelmed with excitement. With my love for the series, I decided this was going to be the game where I learn how to play a fighting game effectively, and not just mash attack buttons. And just a few days ago, it was finally time. Type Lumina was released. Upon booting up the game, I was met with an astounding opening song, then only to be inundated with the many new additions that weren't in the previous game. I first tried out online play to see my inadequacy firsthand, but unfortunately, there were complications. Is it frozen? So I decided to just get a feel for the game and did a few tutorial missions, before getting bored and heading into the story. Starting off with Tonoshiki. Feeling out the character and his capabilities were done fairly quickly. The beginning fights were a breeze, thinking that maybe I was learning fairly quickly, which, as it would turn out, to be just arrogance shortly after.
But it seems even like the hard mode AI isn't, I don't know, too good. Maybe it'll get better, a bit more challenging later in the scenario. That's a bit embarrassing.
Turns out that line was not short-sighted.
Oh my god. Well, I was blocking there. Thank you. I got lucky there. I could have definitely lost that.
Making my way out of hell, I finally got to another story segment, then quickly decided to cast it away, and feared the Tsukihime remake being spoiled for me. With that out of the way, I decided to explore a bit more what the game has to offer, browsing the wide list of unlockable cosmetics. Checking in on the online play once again, I quickly realized that it was still undergoing a bug, so instead, tested out the entire roster. Getting a better grasp on the new Moon Drive mechanic, I was amused by what each and every character has to offer. They all had a sense of familiarity within their movesets, yet because of the new mechanics and feel of the game, added a breath of fresh air to them. I really struggled to decide who I would stick with. I love the quick and satisfying strikes of Shiki, the rapid slashes from Excalibur, and the quick on her feet melee combat of both Arcwade variants. Some point in between my playtest, I became infatuated with the new color customizer. Instead of just the preset color palettes, there were 3 slots to have each character take on a unique appearance. I, of course, tried to turn each of the Tsukihime characters into Fate characters, simply because, why not?
Alright, I think that's as close as we can get to Kide.
By the end of my testing, my grip on the understanding of the game was firm. Arc drives, last arts, and character specials were all known. Now all I had to do was sharpen my understanding. The training missions were, at first, simple, easy, comforting, only to soon be unrelenting upon reaching a combo that had more than 5 steps. Again and again, the same room, the same 2 people inside it. It took a lot longer than expected. Pain and frustration became my motivation to break free of this purgatory. No matter what I did, it all seemed futile. However, I took upon an oath to become competent, and to fulfill it, I needed to take a step forward. For many, this may have seemed like a steep hill, but for me, it was a mountain. Again and again, for nearly an hour, the same mistakes, the same room, and same people. Until finally...
Okay, that time I jumped on a second time. Yes! Oh, thank God. Oh, that feels so good.
The breeze I felt on top of that mountain was delightful. All of that encompassed my first play session of Melty Blood Type Lumina. It has been a while since I felt this ecstatic about a game. I genuinely want to get good and learn all sorts of special combos. Slowly but surely I'm progressing. I may get decimated in online matches most of the time, but I've started to pull out a few wins every now and then. Everything from the flow of matches, the sense of accomplishment when pulling off combos, so even the attention to detail within the game's presentation has kept me addicted to it. The small touches and delicate care put into the sprite work and animation is beautiful. There are countless styles and expressions put into each one of the characters for every move they make, with even the character interactions before and after matches being humorous, and quite a few of them that are wholesome. This all gives the game added depth to its charm and personality. And of course, when talking about the game's presentation, I can't in good conscience forgo talking about the euphonious and hype-inducing soundtrack by Raito. Every stage has a unique theme fitting the area. Even some of the more calming tracks have an upbeat melody in the background to work in all situations. If I was to ask for one feature though, it would be a music selection for stages that are similar to the previous games. I wouldn't say there is a single track that is lacking, but there was just something unique, an essence that couldn't be replicated with some of the previous game's tracks. Elegant Summer, Rhythmical Bustle, and Sakura Koyuta are just a few I would love to see return. As for the story, I am momentarily putting it on standby, as it is a prequel to the Tsukihime remake that does include 2 new characters from it, with one of them playing a massive role in the game's plot. I've heard it to be quite disappointing and underdeveloped, but I still want to get the full experience of it as a prequel. So until I finish Tsukihime, I'm not going to touch it. So far, it has provided a thrilling experience. If you are a beginner to fighting games and type Lumina has looked interesting, I still recommend giving it a try. Its auto combos and special moves are effective and easy to pull off. It is simply just a welcoming game to players of all skill levels. The auto combos help inexperienced players achieve higher damage than they would have without them, but it also disallows experienced players from mashing buttons to hit the attack window as fast as possible. Instead, button presses have to be precise or else they will be locked into an auto combo. If you just take the time to practice, maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day, I'm sure soon enough, you'll be able to hold your own. And the training mode has been easier than ever with the many quality of life features that are provided. The pause menu in training and tutorial missions offers a conveniently seamless experience for learning, being able to change characters, stages, and even going into missions and other modes all within a single menu. As a beginner myself, I can't recommend this game enough for fans of Tsukihime and the Melty Blood franchise, as well as any onlookers wondering if they should hop over and experience it themselves. There's a lot to do, a lot to learn, and the core of it is exceptionally enjoyable. I hope I convinced a few of you to at least consider getting this game. It may be frustrating at first, but once you learn bit by bit, it becomes much more satisfying. With it reaching one of the top sellers on Steam, I'm glad to see it performing well. Hopefully this means it gets DLC in the near future and expands upon the roster. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Later.